What's good? What's good? You might hear me better and you might see this ugly mug a little better. I upgraded my phone from a busted up iPhone 8 to an iPhone 11. Woo! I think like it's on 15 or whatever now, but it's so much more affordable just to like stay a few generations back. I got a case, a screen protector, the whole phone, $250. The young man working at the shop, I think because we talked about Jesus for like half an hour, he like hooked me up. But then I tipped him, so it was $270. Because he installed my screen protector in my case and whatnot. And so yeah, I needed a new phone because my primary way of making money right now is through gig apps. So like Roadie, DoorDash, Walmart Spark, Uber Eats. And my old iPhone 8 was just not, it was freezing and stalling, and I think it was really inhibiting my ability to generate an income. And so I got a new phone yesterday and I downloaded Instacart. So now I have Instacart that I do as well. And I hate it. I hate it. I hate that I'm like always just looking at my phone. I'm like, here, order, nope, It's really not good for me. And like my shoulders, I think it's not helping my body just like always burp. And it's not like great income. It's not bad. You know, it's better than minimum wage. And you got to pick your own hours to an extent. Like DoorDash is lame. You can't just dash whenever you want if you're not in their like tiered program. And so these apps do all these things to nudge. I don't want to use the word coerce, but to nudge you into, working a schedule and to taking crap orders. Man, crap orders. Fuck you people who don't tip. I'm using my car and my time to shop for you, to deliver your goods, and you're not even gonna tip? Broke ass people. But it's all connected to like the bigger picture of the economy. They don't think they have to tip because they don't get paid very well themselves most of the time. And so it just rolls downhill. And I think about this from like the perspective, I have a friend who's an entrepreneur who runs multiple businesses, and he kind of sees both sides of the struggle, but he needs to make a profit, because if he doesn't make a profit, then he cannot continue to employ people. And so employees need to understand businesses need to be profitable. And before we get into like, oh, Marxism says profit's bad, it's not. It is inherently necessary to the human experience that we profit from our endeavors. Let me give a quick example. Hunting and gathering. If you are not profitable in terms of generating more energy in return than you expend to hunt, i.e. you kill something and are able to take it home and feed, you are net losing energy, right? Because that's the purpose of hunting and gathering. It's to generate energy so you can continue to exist, right? If you're failing at that, you're not going to survive. So this whole notion of profiting, it's literally a universal concept. Now, we can talk about greed and all those other things and usury and things like that. Let's talk about central bankers and greed and usury. We're getting off subject. Anyways, whoa, the title of this video. I haven't even touched it yet. I regret going to college. The only reason I mainly went to college was because the people who adopted me at the time pretty much said I had no choice. And looking back, I guess I did have a choice. I could have moved out, but their rule kind of was, I can live with them if I'm in school and I work. They ended up kicking me out over something because I wasn't working, but I was in school. So it was a whole thing. But like the reason I went to college was because they kind of forced me to. And I was told by everyone around me, you get that piece of paper, it doesn't matter what you study so much as get the piece of paper. Because companies will see that piece of paper and see that you're dedicated and competent, and they will want to reward you with a shitty salary. I've had just so many shitty job offers. And I use shitty in like, let's just relatively speaking, compare the cost of living to a salary. And if the salary does not generate you to have a quality life, that's a shitty salary. And there are all these graphs and data points. You can look at it. The cost of living has consistently been going up. Thank you, government spending. Thank you, fucking elitist globalists who are regulating and restricting our economy, creating this bureaucracy and administrative requirements that drive up the costs of things, inspections and housings, etc. There are so many reasons that as a result of our government, the cost of living is increasing. But wages are like, meh. And when you account for inflation, wages have been going down for decades. When you factor inflation into the cost of living and wage scenario, we've been losing money. We've been getting fucked. I remember, like, after I left my Boeing job, I left Boeing because I saw, you know how Boeing's getting in a lot of trouble right now? I saw that 10 years ago. I'm like, oh, this company's not on a good path. I was making like $85K. That was good money. But I've learned that that's how the military industrial complex lures people in, is they just pay them well. So they will be complicit in the killing of innocent people. I only worked on one government program for a short period of time, but I did not like it. I did not like that I was supporting the military industrial complex. In addition to all the woke stuff that I saw going on 10 years ago. That's why I left. But then after I left, I had interviewed with a friend's company, a local sort of business, to be a shop manager. So he had variety like excavators and trucks, and it was like a commercial electrical sort of business, and in some construction. And so he had a giant shop, I want to say 10,000 square feet. I don't know, this was 10 years ago, but it was a giant shop with a lot of equipment, maintenance, managing people. So it was a shop manager job, making sure the maintenance was done on time, making sure the equipment got to the destination, the job site it needed to be on, and to make sure, like, if this piece of equipment was needed on this job on this day and on that job on that day, coordinating the logistics. So a real job, like something a business degree would be good with. And so I interviewed, and he was like, yeah, I like you. What kind of salary were you looking for? And so I went from 85, I was like, 50 to 60K. And he was like, ooh, I was looking more for like 40K. So I went from making 85K, not including bonuses and health insurance and everything, to being told I deserve 40K. That was like almost traumatizing. And I didn't get the job because I was like, no, I'm not going to take more than half a pay cut. And that was kind of actually the beginning. I was already spiraling at that point, but I was spiraling in my life, and that just made it so much worse. And then, a few years ago, I just want to tell another story. I was working for a company. I was making $20 an hour. Not bad. This was 2022, I think, right? $20 an hour. I'll do that. But the problem was, I didn't know what my schedule would be until like a few days. It's like on Sunday, I'd be like, okay, I'm working 3 days this week. I'm only getting 20, maybe 30 hours a week. And I thought I'd be getting 40 hours, right? So then you get these jobs that don't even give you 40 fucking hours. I'll work 60 goddamn hours. Give me that fucking overtime. But companies don't want to pay it. And this was like a manual labor type of job, not even using my degree. But because I worked hard, the company was like, yeah, we actually want to promote you. And I was like, yeah, I would love that. I want to work for this local company, and it was a cool job. So I went from making $20 an hour, which annually, if you annualize that to 40 hours, it's like 42K a year, right? The promotion that they wanted to offer me, I was actually going to be working 40 to 50 hours a week. It was a salaried position. This was in 2022, 46K a year. There's a meme. Go research this meme. My friend sent this to me 10 years ago. Did you spend $100,000 to get a $40,000 a year job for school? Because I have $100,000 of student loan debt because I didn't have support. I had to finance most of my college, and then my college journey. Remember, I had said I got kicked out by a family. That fucked up the whole college journey. I had to spend. It's a whole thing, but I did it. I fucking went and I got my bachelor's degree and I got a master's degree. Also, I can get offered $40,000 a year for a salaried job working 50 hours a week. That's some bullshit. And I know there are a ton of people out there, a ton of particularly white men with college degrees who just can't find decent work. Thank you, DEI initiatives. This woke job market, this fascist economy, it's a mess. And I regret going to college. I wasted years of my life and I'm in so much debt to just never get a good job. Or I'd have to support the military industrial complex, the machine, the matrix. That's how they keep people complicit. Is they pay them. And people are like, whatever. They don't care about morality and they don't care about ethics and they don't care about the implications of their actions. I'm getting worked up. I'm sorry, but like now I'm 36, almost 37. I can't just like go fucking start a trade because half of the trades have journeymen who can't even find quality work. So there aren't even a ton of journeymen who need apprentices right now. I would love to be an apprentice, like a carpenter apprentice. But there aren't journeymen who need me. There are journeymen who need their own fucking work. Because building is so insane. I'm going to end the video there. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. Thank you. Much love.